You already know what's going on. It's your boy Sylvie from Silver Life Media. All this is sponsored by Silver Life Creative. Make sure y'all check out the podcast, Dope in the Streets. I'm sitting here with my boy Filo. This is a film director, a writer, and he's here to tell us about his new project. It is a TV series, and it's called
Atlanta Girls.
It's called Atlanta Girls. So we're gonna hear about it, figure out a little bit about the process, figure out a little bit about him, where he's from, and how he got started with this creative journey. Let's run it. What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
Man, just working, bro. Been working, running, like.
No, I see you. I've been seeing the grind.
You got to, man. You gotta stay consistent. You gotta stay steady. You know.
Big facts.
That's what Silver Life is about. It's that momentum to the top. Just keep on. So, Filo, man, tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Where are you from?
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I've been out here consistently for the past 5 years, and I got the best of both worlds.
Nice. What made you move?
First, my mom lived out here like for 10 years prior to me being out here consistently, and I used to just come visit her in the summertime. And then I was just getting in trouble in New York, and then I came out here, and then like a year after I was out here with her, she was like, she moving back to New York. And then I was like, nah, fuck that. I was like, fuck that, I'm staying here, fuck that.
And you knew it was trouble back home, so.
It was like, you know, New York is just full of distractions. Out here, you're actually able to be in a place or a home or apartment or whatever, and you don't have to see everybody you know every day. You know what I'm saying? You have time to just focus on yourself, reflect on yourself, and just, you know, come up with something that could probably change your life.
Like Atlanta Girls.
Facts.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I think a lot of that comes with living in a big city, major city. Those distractions are just everywhere, and being able to focus is essential to accomplishing goals.
Facts.
That's good, man. That's awesome. So, like, how long have you been into production?
It's a funny story about that. All right, a lot of people don't know this, but Atlanta Girls is my first project.
Okay, cool. I was gonna ask that.
Yeah, it's like my first project. I started out taking pictures, then from taking pictures, being a photographer, started shooting music videos, and then I met Cotton from Weber Films and Mud Films at a tire shop, because I had got a flat.
Jeez.
And I sent him like 10 music videos I shot.
Yeah.
And then in 2 weeks after that, I was in LA on a major set for a major film.
Nice. Which can you tell us which film it was?
Not Dear Frank. Dang, what movie was it?
So he liked you.
Yeah.
He was like, he liked your work, and he was like, let me.
Yeah, and he introduced me to everybody else. Never Heard. That's the movie.
Okay.
He introduced me to everybody else, and then they just took me out to LA with them, and that month or a couple weeks or whatever changed my life. I had a whole different perspective on life after I left there.
What production studio were you at?
What you mean, the one that they had?
Like Paramount, like who?
No, they big time, but they not Paramount or all that yet.
Oh,
you know, they get it in the movie theaters, and it's like working for Tyler Perry Studios. He's at a certain level, but then you got Paramount Pictures. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I feel you, definitely. There's a lot of productions that go on at Tyler Perry Studios. A lot of people using this.
Yeah, true.
But a lot of studios within that studio. So
True.
It's a great camp. It's a great set. You know.
Definitely. Shouts out to Tyler Perry.
So Filo, who is your like immediate team? Like, because you can't do film by yourself. You can't do production by yourself. Who's your team? Who's the team?
First off, I gotta say, my mother. You know, she believed in it. You know, she supported me throughout everything. And then second of all, I gotta say, Key Montana. She's my executive producer for the project. She also believed in it. Also, XOD, Rex, he's the co-director, co-producer on the project. And these are people that, oh, and let me just say a nickname, Key. That's Key Montana's daughter. We've been best friends for about 4 years now. And she's the one that brought the whole Atlanta Girls to XOD Network with her mom that has equity in that company.
Awesome. So that's your team. That's
Yeah. Oh, Bernie Watkins, that's my attorney. She's partial owner of Atlanta Girls. We worked out a beautiful deal or whatever.
Tell me about it.
Basically, when I met Bernie, I was with one of my homegirls, and we had just finished shooting the pilot. And it was like, all right, we don't really know the film industry at the time.
Okay,
right?
How long ago was this?
Just like a year and a half ago. So,
Okay.
my cousin from New York, wife, works at Universal.
Okay.
So she has a Rolodex of all the attorneys in the industry.
Okay.
She sent me a list of like 10 attorneys. And she was like, just call one and see if you could get a meeting. So we calling each attorney one by one, leaving voicemails with the receptionist, everything. And the way we talking on the phone, you would think we this big film company or whatever. We have a lot of money. So a couple people returned our calls, but it just felt right with Bernie. So now I meet with Bernie. She loves the show. She want to work with us. And she's like, all right, my retainer is, and I'm like, all right, Bernie, we're going to get back to you in 2 days. I called Bernie back. I said, Bernie, look, I could give you this money right now, or I can give you a percentage of the show where you can get paid for the rest of your life. I'll leave it up to you to make the choice.
She took that.
And she went with it. And it's been the most organic relationship I ever had with an attorney in my life.
That's the importance. That's definitely the importance.
Because she not only, she likes the show, but she likes my story on how this all got started better. She thinks that should be a movie.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So tell me about the story that Bernie likes. I wanna know.
Basically, when I decided to stay out here, I had friends from New York, and you know, sometimes where you come from, the people that you surround yourself with may come with bad habits. So
That's anywhere.
yeah, so it was more so like when they was out here, they was into things that, you know, maybe a lot of other people wouldn't agree with as far as making money. You know what I'm saying? So a couple things went left, and my best friend seen the whole ordeal of what happened, and it was just too much for him. No, this is I'm a segue back to that, but it was more so
Somebody told.
No, it was more so like what happened. He felt in his heart that where we come from that's the number one thing. Don't tell nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he, in his head, I'm thinking that he's thinking like I'm gonna be a real nigga and I'm not gonna tell. But just to eliminate myself from the whole situation, I'd rather take myself out of here. And he committed suicide. Okay. That's why when it comes to meetings or meeting new people, I hate when people say I'm a real nigga, because I know real people that died behind those words because they felt like they was being a real nigga. And me personally, I would rather have my best friend still here. You know what I'm saying?
No, I definitely can identify with that. One, the term real nigga, I don't even really understand it.
Yeah.
I don't use it.
Yeah.
And people that use it around me get ignored.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean? And as far as you losing your friend,
yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Appreciate it.
I definitely know what that feels like.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a strong reason to get into production and keep it going. I guess you were getting at the reason, your story for it is you losing your friend and you wanting to stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
So you getting into something creative and positive.
Yeah.
And sticking with it. I did notice a heightened amount of violence in the pilot I saw.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, because when I watched the pilot, I didn't see like a linear storyline. I just saw a couple of like isolated scenes, and there was like negativity in like 2 out of 3 of them, and didn't get the message.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the message on Atlanta Girls, directed by Filo.
The message is basically like these. It stems from the phrase. It goes back to Tupac, "The rose that grew from concrete."
Familiar with that?
So I took that phrase and I just kind of like just spreaded it out a little bit. Like I took 3 different females and I made them 3 different flowers. If you pay attention to their names, they all named after flowers.
I definitely picked up on that.
Appreciate it.
I was watching it with somebody last night too. I showed it to me. She also picked up on
Okay. Until I said thanks. And basically I wanted to, cause this was my whole thought process behind it. Growing up and my adult life, I seen a lot of shit. I done seen a lot of crazy shit that people done went through. And I always said to myself, damn, this could be a show, this is a story. And when I was writing the script, it was more so like, damn, I gotta make something that brings shock value. Something that when people see it, whether they disagree or they agree, they're gonna talk about it. And that's exactly what happened. It created that you don't really know what's going on, but you wanna see what's gonna happen next. And that's why I left the pilot limited, where it's like a cliffhanger, cause you like, damn, what the fuck just happened here? You get what I'm saying? This one girl is selling pussy, the other girl is getting beat up by her baby daddy, then the third girl, husband is into dudes. It's like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And that's a true reflection of what happens behind the scenes in Atlanta. And anybody else that watch it, they also can see that. I'm trying to tell people also, just because you know somebody doesn't mean you know them. So always protect yourself, because it can be detrimental to your health. So it was more so like just putting something out there where I know if you look at 20 other web series, nobody's gonna have this story.
So is this a web series or?
No, it started off as a web series, but it grew bigger than that. My first intentions was just to do it. You get what I'm saying? And it was just like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I don't know what's gonna happen. I got the right connections. Maybe I could make something happen. But it turned into me just doing it.
Awesome. Oh, I didn't mean to go.
No,
I just had what happened in your life to make you want to tell that story? Because as a writer and a creative and a filmmaker, you have infinite, unlimited options on the stories you can tell. But a lot of stories that are told are super personal and related to the origin, which is the writer. So what happened that made you want to tell this particular story?
I had an apartment on Jimmy Carter Boulevard. This is how deeply, I was like one of them people that I was around the hustlers, people that's making money, but I always had a job and I had my own hustle. So in my apartment, I had a 2-bedroom apartment. I was renting out one room to my homegirl and her boyfriend. Then I'm renting out my master bedroom as an Airbnb.
Okay.
I'm sleeping on the couch and using the guest bathroom.
Jeez.
You get what I'm saying? But all the money I'm collecting is going straight towards the rent. So everything I'm making from my job is going straight to my pocket. So that gives me money to go shopping, go out, just do stuff I want to do rather than what I have to do.
Right.
So in the midst of that time, I'm not gonna say no names, but my homegirl and her boyfriend, he was just, everybody would ask me that came to the crib, is he gay? You get what I'm saying? It was just like, I'm like, I don't think so, he with her every night, you know what I'm saying? But to each his own. So that, I just took that little situation and just built a bigger situation around it.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? And
that's what piqued your interest the most out of the ordeal, and you seeing your roommate type thing with a dude that potentially liked dudes.
Yeah.
So you just kind of ran with it.
Yeah, and then with the character Filo, it was this girl. She was a very quiet girl, nice girl. She was renting the Airbnb room. So I would see her every now and then when she come in. She was there for like 3-4 weeks. I would see her every now and then, very quiet girl, very sweet or whatever. Then after like 2 weeks of her staying there, her boyfriend would start coming. You get what I'm saying? So he seemed cool, like, you know, rapper, you know what I'm saying? Just seemed cool, smoke with him, drink.
Yeah.
One day I went to work, I forgot my keys. I go out the door, I get downstairs to my car, forgot my keys. I come back, he's beating her ass.
Okay, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So now I break it up. He pull out a gun on me, cock it back, and me, in a sticky situation, I laugh. If I'm nervous, I'm laugh. If I'm happy, I'm laugh. If I'm mad, I laugh.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, yo, bro, if you was a shooter, you would have been shot me down. You not gonna shoot nothing or whatever. So I'm like, bro, just if you give me time to get my gun, I'm not gonna play with you. You get what I'm saying? So
What happened then?
he just got mad and left. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really a big deal. And then somebody heard us arguing or whatever. They called the police. The police came. I didn't even give them a real description of him because I felt like he was a little younger than me, and I've been there before. You get what I'm saying? And the girl called his mother, told her what happened. His mother told me, "Thank you for not killing my son in your living room, because he don't understand the severity of what he just did. If that was anybody else, they would have killed him."
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
So that's where you get scenes like when old girl was getting.
Yeah.
And then the really weird, like, abusive dude that was just.
Yeah. Nah, that came from when I was growing up. My cousin, I don't want to display her name. She had this boyfriend. They was together for years.
Oh, by the way, all you guys will see what we're talking. I know you guys don't know what the hell we're talking about, but you'll see what we're talking about if you watch the pilot, which is the first episode.
Yeah.
I viewed it.
Unofficial episode.
I viewed it, and so I just have been inquiring about the scenes. So probably don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll shout it out at the end.
Definitely gonna be in the links below. But the final scene that we'll talk about is from your childhood. Your cousin. He was like that.
No, my female cousin.
Okay, she went through that.
Yeah, while we was like in elementary, maybe first year junior high school, she was about to graduate high school, and she had this boyfriend that everybody knew in the neighborhood. Like, everybody in our neighborhood knew him. He was, he was cool until the abusiveness came, if I'm saying the right word. And so that came in the picture. Like, I'm talking about where he done kicked my cousin in the head so many times, she had to get stitches in her head. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was in that, for years. Like, and then uncles, other cousins will beat him up or whatever, and she'll be right back with him. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that was kind of where I got that from. It was just like, just telling a story and what a female's really going through when she's dealing with a partner of that abusive nature.
Yeah. No, I can definitely see that's where it goes. And you talk about roses growing from concrete. These three females that you picked that went through these three things that we just spoke about, they go on to grow in the storyline.
Yeah.
Storyboard. And they, like, how far in the writing process have you gone?
Oh, I'm done about the whole season. I'm started on season 2.
You know how the game go. You know how the game go. Every time I turn around, they be tripping about some money or they tripping about the same hoes. Yeah, I know how I feel when it's crunch time. I've been down on my ass to my last dime. Every day I go get it just so I can know that my baby gon' eat when it's lunchtime. I can't make no excuse, only make a way. They gon' hate, so you know every day I pray. I pray that these niggas go get them some money, cause right now they really be in the way. Cause I pay my dues, now it's time I get paid. And I can't be working my ass off for no minimum wage. I'd rather go hustling shit every time I hit the stage. How about I walk out that bitch, feeling like nigga we made. You know how the game go. You know how the game go. Every time I turn around, they be tripping about some money.
Back,
Or
we
they
got
tripping about the
Filo here,
same hoes.
writer, producer, creator of the show Atlanta Girls, picked up by XOD Network. Coming to you in your second screen really soon. For those that you don't know, second screen in the film world is like your phone or your tablet or something like that. A lot of stuff that Netflix shows up on. So, Filo,
Yeah.
how do you feel to be picked up by XOD? How do you feel to have a whole season of your hard work and it be your first production?
Like I tell everybody, man, it's like even like doing these interviews, going around meeting different people, going to movie premieres, and signing with XOD, meeting all these great stars and cast members for the show. It's still unreal because it's just like I never would have thought you'd be able to do something that you really truly love and people really respect the craft. It's not like trying to be a rapper. It's like everybody respect what you do. You know, as long as you got some true love and passion behind it, people, it's just abundance of good vibes. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, for me, it's just like, you know, I come from so much poverty. Had so many setbacks. It's like, for me, it's just, I just take every day, one day at a time and try to treat everybody I meet as I would treat another person. You get what I'm saying? So,
As you want to be treated.
as I want to be treated. Yeah, that's what,
That's what you should do. That's awesome. No, I see it in your personality, man. You are a humble dude.
Appreciate
I
it.
can tell that everybody's been through things, but you have substance. And I like it.
Thank you.
You're a good dude. You're a good dude. I believe we're the same age. It's good to see somebody my age. You're from the north. I'm from like the middle, which is the top of the South, Virginia.
Okay.
A lot of dudes come down from New York and live in places like Virginia, and actually here too. They kind of made their way down here. But as I grew up, I know a lot of people from New York. Been to Brooklyn a few times for business meetings, and I definitely see in your character that you're more worldly than just New York to people, because a lot of people that do live in New York, they're a little different.
And not to cut you off, I just say for me, I feel like in New York, everybody's on top of each other. And I lived like that my whole life until I came out here. But once I really started getting into Atlanta girls, it came to the point whether I'm going to pay this rent or I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and make this happen. And I lived in my truck for 8 months. So in them 8 months, I got time to really love me, really reflect on me, really deal with me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I'm at a point in my life where it's just nothing can embarrass me, one. Two, I have nothing but good vibes that I'm trying to ooze out because I'm just trying to get good vibes back.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
I
saying?
definitely identify with that. It's good energy.
Thank you. And, you know, I've been through the struggle. I've been hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, where this is like, I'm writing and I ain't eat nothing in 2 days. So it's like, all of this is just, it's extra because, you know, living in my truck, that was the most blissful experience I ever had because I felt free from everything. You know what I'm saying? And I met some of the most genuine people that I would never thought I would have met if I was in my comfort zone.
Gotcha. No, I definitely can see that. Solitude is important. And it sounds like you sleeping in your truck gave you that solitude, gave you that peace and freed you from external entities. Just listening to you, it does seem like external entities bring you joy. Like you said, making films, and it feels like great because other people will respond better to you and respect you. Those things mean a lot to you.
Yeah.
So that can bring about a lot of anxiety and pressure and stress when somebody else's validation or whether or not they respect you means something.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can't really identify with, and it's a bad thing though, because I should care more with. But my whole life, fucking almost tunnel vision sometimes.
Yeah.
And not just like a tunnel vision, like in a disrespectful manner almost.
Yeah.
Tunnel vision, like didn't even acknowledge people like right in front of me or remember people. So that's a good attribute that you have. But in my defense of what I just said, I do realize things that I need to work on, and every day I do work on them.
Yeah.
So and good energy, like we spoke about, that's part of it. Having good people around you, having a good circle, and giving off good energy, not just to reciprocate it, but just because you want to be that light for people.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
yeah, man, that's like I said, you have good energy, you're a good dude, and I see you.
Same with you, man.
Thanks. I see you becoming a great writer.
Thank
You know,
you.
is that what you want to do, like for real, for real?
Yeah, yo, ever since doing this and to bring it back to my best friend, he came up with the name No More Error. It was supposed to be a record label, that we were supposed to do.
I see.
You get what I'm saying? And then just imagine you got a group of people, y'all have this one common goal. Then one day, snap of a finger, everybody is gone. It's just you. So I just took that energy and was like, yo, I'm gonna put it into this film stuff. When the situation occurred for it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
So it's his dream.
no, his dream was the record label, and I just took the record label
I see.
and made it a film company. You know, because I feel like
That's always been your dream, or you just stumbled upon
I just stumbled upon it. I really wanted to rap. You know what I'm saying? I was an artist at first, but I just kept on. I pursued music my whole life, and I kept on spending money, kept on losing money, kept on putting records out nobody will listen to, and put out mixtapes. It did a couple numbers, but it just wasn't it for me. And then I think I found out with film, you got the script, you got the visual, and you got the music. So you're able to bring your message across more abroad.
It's a bigger production.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? With the music, I think people just can't understand me with what I'm saying because it's just one level of it.
Yeah, well, and it sounds like people weren't necessarily listening because you couldn't take off like you wanted to with music. A lot of artists make the mistake of skipping the whole marketing.
Yeah.
You know, and marketing is essential in every business. Music is a business, and you need to roll things out right. You need to put
True.
things out right. And a lot of people just put stuff out. They gamble. Like they'll spend years writing their heart out, and just gamble on it. Like,
Yeah.
let me throw it on here and see if people listen. It might catch traction. It won't.
Yeah.
Unless you put it out right.
Yeah, facts.
So but I went through that phase too, and I, figured it out once I went to college for marketing. So, but yeah, man, I really have a passion for creativity and production.
Yeah.
It's Silver Life Creative,
Mhm.
and so it sounds like you're super creative, and you being an artist previously, and now you getting into film. Do you see yourself growing and doing? Well, obviously you'll grow, but doing something else, or is film like end all be all for you?
Film is more so like, I'm not even going to look at it as like a career. It's more so something that like a lot of people just tell me, and I see it myself. Like, yo, I'm good at this shit. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like, yo, like this is something I could just do, like from point A to point Z. You get what I'm saying? Putting the shit together, casting or whatever, getting the right people to do the right jobs. Everything is like, it's nothing. I could do this behind my back. But adding the creativity to it, it's like, all of this is fun for me. It's more like, damn, I like doing this. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like I got 3 more scripts I'm writing, feature films, and my end all be all is to actually have passive income. I want to create, like everything I'm doing now it revolves around photography. So I have an idea for an app called Photo Guides. And basically, how many times somebody ever asked you to take a picture with your phone?
Many, many times, unless I have a camera around my neck.
Imagine if you got paid for that. And that's what the app is. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, where I plan to take this film and camera stuff is on a whole nother level. I even got a movie that I'm writing called The Blind Photographer. It's like it's like a moniker for people that found something and it revealed a whole nother world to them. You get what I'm saying? And it sparked something in somebody. I just want to do something where it contributes to the growth of our generation.
Definitely execute. Definitely do it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely can see those 2 ideas happening.
Appreciate it.
But you gotta. All y'all have to sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements.
Yeah.
You just told your idea to
Nah.
the whole world, both of them. They know what your film is about. They know what your app is about. Wait, you gotta come up with new ones now. But
they're
good ideas. They're good
Thank
ideas.
you, but what I learned, like with Atlanta Girls, before I even wrote it down, I think for the first 3 months, I just talked about it. And you got feedback from people, anybody I met. This is what I'm talking about. I just got feedback, and it helped me groom it in my mind.
Right.
Before I even wrote it down.
part of your process.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You got to, and then you got to manifest things as well.
Yeah, and then plus for me, anything I mention, everything is copywritten. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't.
Tell me why you would call a show like this Atlanta Girls and not be more specific, because that's super broad.
Like goes back to marketing. The what's the best show coming from Atlanta right now? Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Best show. You know, they make a lot of shows here.
Yeah, best show.
It's just not about Atlanta.
Yeah, but the number one show, two of them that's predominantly in Atlanta. Atlanta with Childish Gambino, and you got.
You do know that The Walking Dead.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. I guess when from the mind frame I was thinking, it was more
That
from.
say Atlanta in the title.
Yeah, like I was thinking from an urban perspective. You know, people that's from the west side of Atlanta, was like, you know, just the hood. You know what I'm saying? That was my first mindset when I thought about the show, and I'm like, damn, what is something that everybody that I kind of interact with at the time would like? And when you think about Atlanta and you hear Atlanta Girls, automatically your mind identify with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta or the Atlanta show. It was just something where you putting yourself up with the big.
I get that
Yeah.
part. I get that part from a marketing perspective, or you trying to ring bells using that name. But I'm asking you about how you portrayed your three characters
Yeah.
and calling them Atlanta Girls.
Mhm.
So there's going to be millions of women that will potentially see this and be like, oh, Atlanta Girls, and feel like, you know, that's what you're calling Atlanta Girls, or like, do you not? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because truthfully, it was first name. A lot of females not gonna like me for this. It was first name Atlanta Hoes, and then
But that's more specific.
Yeah,
Like,
but
that would actually probably work.
Yeah.
What you got going on in the show.
yeah, no, but
It's not politically
but
correct, and you know.
yeah, but then you got to think about it too. These are females that's put in promiscuous situations to survive. They're not put in promiscuous situations because it's something that they want to do. That's the silver lining right there. Because it's a lot of females out there right now sitting watching this or wherever where they've been put in a situation where they felt like they had to do something, but it wasn't totally what they wanted to do. And that's the main thing behind these three girls. They're not absolutely hoes. They're put in these situations where they're trying to survive, you know, and they just dealing with it how they know how to deal with it. And throughout the story, all the viewers will see that these three girls truly will overcome, accomplish, and triumph over all their obstacles.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the main objective.
As they should.
Yeah, because it always starts off as a rainy day. Always. There's always clouds, there's always thunder, there's always some fucked up shit going on. But if you stay a course and you try, it can turn into something else. But
Right.
you gotta stay outside to see if the sun will come out.
Right. I feel that. I definitely feel that. And no, Atlanta hoes wouldn't work. But I see what you're saying for these three characters, and I'm glad that they will overcome
Yeah.
what they are currently going through in the first unofficial pilot.
Yeah, yo, thank you. Because even my mother had been through certain things growing up, but she never gave up. You get what I'm saying? So it just be things like that make me want to paint that picture for people. Like, it's no matter what you're going through, somebody going through something worse.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and you gotta use what you go through and all of your setbacks and your failures. Don't look at them as that. Look at them as lessons or blessings. And also use that as fuel to propel you to get to where you need to go. A lot of people use it as their downfall. No, you're supposed to use that as gas and put it in the tank.
Absolutely. I definitely concur. Do you feel like girls go through that everywhere or just in Atlanta?
I feel like they go through it everywhere, but being that I'm in Atlanta, I can only speak for what I've seen in the past 5 years.
I've seen a lot of that here as well. I didn't even see it anywhere else except North Carolina, like a little. Well, more of the escort part.
Yeah.
I never seen a girl get her ass beat.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be able to just see a girl get her ass beat.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to do something.
Yeah, facts.
But the other part, yeah, that is definitely very alive here. And but on the contrary, there are tons of girls here that aren't going through that or don't want to be labeled as that. So that's the only reason I asked the question. The substance and the context that you just delivered and you delivered within the film, I definitely concur with, and I hope that other people that watch it can see that the meaning and the message for these three women is a very strong one.
True.
And it's one that people should see, and the perspective should be relevant and out and alive. That was just the only inquiry I had about, labeling, the people. And if you could, would you consider, maybe shifting the labeling part, or would you keep it Atlanta Girls?
Definitely keeping it Atlanta Girls. Atlanta Girls with a dollar sign. It's just, it's how can I say it? Like my homeboy Jay say all the time, man, it's out the mud. You know what I'm saying? It's like this shit is out the mud, man. This is from hungry nights, starving days, shit getting fucked up, getting kicked out of apartments, living in a truck.
That's what you want, though.
Yeah.
You want the negative and the positive feedback.
Yeah.
You just want feedback.
No,
I mean, not feedback, like comments or conversation.
Yeah, it's definitely a conversation piece. Cause you wanna, it's just, all right, I'll put it like this. Atlanta Girls is equivalent to a stripper. You got girls that's gonna respect what a stripper do, and then you got some girls say, I don't know how she in the club naked like that. I respect, me personally, you got girls that send they naked pictures to a whole bunch of different people and don't get paid for it. I respect the girl that's willing to like, shit, I'm gonna go get this money in the club and I'm gonna get paid for it. Doesn't mean I gotta have sex with you, but just like when we go to college and you study art, it's naked women in the classroom that you have to paint. It ain't no different.